Hey guys, Brett Weiss here. Thank you so much for tuning in. It is very late. It is 3 o'clock in the morning, but I wanted to do this video for you guys. Um, just got a personal health update. Now, nothing super serious is going on. I don't have some kind of, fatal disease or terminal disease or whatever. Um, Nothing, life-threatening or anything, but I do want to talk to you about it a little bit because it is a bummer and it has made a major change in my life. So let me tell you what's going on. So before that, real quick, when I started this channel in earnest about 8 or 9 months ago, when I really started putting out videos on a regular basis and just, really wanting to do YouTube, not full time. I mean, it's not a job or anything, but it's just a lot of fun. And I like talking to you guys. I like talking about games and pop culture and everything. I wanted to talk. I had to I had a decision to make. Did I want to talk about just pop culture, just video games and comics and movies and rock and roll and all that stuff, all the things I love, or did I want to talk about serious stuff every once in a while? Now the pop culture, great, it's fun, and I want to do that most of the time. I want to keep it light, keep it lighthearted, just keep it an entertainment-related channel. I don't want to go into a lot of politics a lot and all that kind of stuff, but I do want to keep it real and talk to you guys every once in a while about what's going on in my life. And so I had something happen to me in the fall of last year that it has a pretty profound effect on my life. So if you don't know me too well, you might think my favorite thing in the world, my favorite hobbies or whatever, video games, comics, and movies. Now, that's a natural assumption to make, considering my YouTube channel and what I talk about, and if you've seen me at conventions, and if you're a friend of mine or whatever, I like all this kind of stuff. But my absolute favorite thing in the world is to get out on my bicycle. Just my Schwinn, get out on the bicycle trails. Around our house here, we've got some excellent bicycle trails, and we've got, I ride around the neighborhood, I ride over to my mom's house. Just love to ride my bike. It's just, I love it. You feel a sense of freedom, you're outdoors, you're getting exercise. Just a huge fan of cycling. And so that's gonna change, or that has changed because I have developed arthritis in my right knee. Now, anytime I go to a city, or a lot of times when I go to a city, if I visit a city, like I've done this in Portland and Washington, D.C., and San Francisco, and I love to ride in Fort Worth and Dallas. I like to rent a bike or bring my bike if I'm local and just ride. I like to ride, 20, 25, 30 miles sometimes on a good day, when I have time. But that has changed, and I may never be able to do that again. Now, in the fall of 2019, my knee I started feeling this, pinching pain in my knee, in my right knee, and it started popping, and it just felt stiff and everything, and it was really annoying, and it was really starting to hurt. It was hurting worse and worse, and it was limiting my movement. A lot of you guys know that I walk dogs. I sort of do that as a side hustle to sort of supplement my riding income, and just to, for exercise, and I love dogs. And it was hurting when I was walking dogs, and it was just a big nuisance. Well, it got worse and worse, so I went to the doctor to see what was going on, and she sort of diagnosed it. This was a few months ago, like I said, last fall, and she said, "You've got arthritis in your knee." And that was a big bummer, because it really threatens my ability and to ride bikes. So the last, I've rested it on and off, but I have to work, and I'm busy, so I have to have to walk a lot and run. I'm a busy person, and so that aggravates it and everything. But I've been wearing a knee brace, and over the last month or so, it started feeling pretty good. Not 100% normal, but pretty good. And so I got out on my bicycle 2 or 3 days ago, or I think it was, yeah, about 3 days ago. And, just a little test run. I rode maybe, 2.5 miles, not a big deal. It felt pretty good. Well, the next day, my knee was throbbing and it felt horrible, severe pain. And it was almost kind of felt like it was back to square one. My knee felt as bad as it's felt, in a couple of months. It just horrible. And today it feels, okay. It's spring break and we went to the lake and did some hiking and it was fine. And so that's nice. I can still get outside. I can still hike and, take walks and things. But the way it is, I can't. Another thing I really love is basketball. I love to play basketball and not just, farting around, shooting around. And that's fun too. I like horse and pig and all that, but I like to get out there. I'll still go, just as recent as, 6 months ago, I'd take my bike to the park. I'd ride my bike to the park and, take my basketball in my backpack and shoot hoops. And sometimes I'd get in a game. I mean, we were in New York City, summer before last, I believe. Yeah. And, I got into a pickup game and locally here, I'll just get in. Usually it's, guys in their late teens or 20 somethings, maybe some 30 somethings. And I'll get in and mix it up with them. And I feel like I can hold my own and, not anymore, not with arthritis in my knee, not with all this pain and it's not just the pain. It just feels weaker and it pops and you just feel like if you twist it, it's just going to bring you down, and it could exacerbate the problem and just get worse. I suppose at some point I could get surgery or something, but that's usually a last resort surgery. And so I'm really bummed. And not only do I love riding bikes now, I've always been a bike rider. I grew up a little bit out in the country, in the 70s and 80s. I had a banana seat bicycle as a kid, and then a little later a motocross bike, and then a 10-speed. And I've always loved riding to my friend's house. I used to ride. It was kind of a pain to ride bikes to school, but I did that for a few years. I wanted to at first, but then when I started having to do it, it was a pain. But anyway, I rode bikes. I loved riding bikes to my friend's house and just to explore, just to get out in nature and to get out. It's a great way to see the city. It's a great way to explore. It's a great mode of transportation. Very eco-friendly mode of transportation. A lot of times, if I need, a few things from the store, I'll just get on my bike and go. And I remember as a kid riding bikes with my best friend Gerald, my next door neighbor. We would ride to the store to get KISS cards, to get comic books. Back when comic books were 30 cents, and I could get 3 for $1. For my allowance, I could get 3 whole comic books, and it was really a bummer. I mean, at some point they raised them to 50 cents, and suddenly $1 wouldn't get even 2 comics because you had tax on top of that. So anyway, kind of rambling, getting off the topic here, but the bottom line is it kind of sucks to get old. I'm 52 now, and I would I'd really hope that I'd be at least 70 or 80, assuming I'm going to live that long, we'll see, before I had to give up the old bicycle. I didn't expect this to happen at 52, and I guess I'm not completely giving up. I'm going to rest it and see what happens and maybe wrap it up a different way. I've got my annual doctor's appointment coming up, I think in May or something. Anyway, I'll revisit the topic with her, see what I can do, see if maybe there's a steroid shot. I really don't know. I really don't know much about this. I looked a little bit online, and there are things you can do to ease the problem, but I think my days of, riding 25, 30 miles on my bicycle and, playing full court basketball, hardcore, going, I can't just, when I play basketball with a bunch of people, I get super competitive, and I get out there and I'm just running around like a maniac and flying through the air for a rebound, diving for balls and doing all that stuff. Pretty sure those days are over, but there's people in the world, I'm not doing this to, to get sympathy or anything. It's mostly just to sort of vent, and it feels cathartic, and just to update you guys on what's going on. I get messages from some of you that, you want to know more than just, what comics or video games or whatever I'm into. And so I just thought I would update this here. And like I said, it's cathartic for me to get this off my chest and just to kind of let you guys know what's going on. I've been a little depressed about it, but hey, and it makes me depressed to think that people have worse problems than me, but it puts it all in perspective. And, you know, there's soldiers that come home losing without limbs. There's people that die at way too young of an age. And, you know, I'm not saying that makes me feel better, but it does put my little problem here in perspective. And I mean, like I said, I can still hike, I can still walk dogs, I can still do a lot of the things I love. I can still go on long adventure quests and video games, all that kind of stuff. And my family is doing fantastic. My daughter and son are prospering in their careers. It's just incredible. My wife's doing great. And speaking of her, she's got rheumatoid arthritis, which is worse than just, you know, this localized, you know, knee pain that I have. So she's a champ. I'm proud of her, how she's handled that. And she's great. My family's doing great. So I have, you know, a lot to be thankful for. Absolutely love doing YouTube. I've got my NES Omnibus coming out in the fall with a foreword by Adam F. Goldberg. So, you know, there's some celebrity factor there, which is always fun. So anyway, life is good. I just wanted to get this off my chest. I am super, super bummed that my long distance bicycle riding days are probably over. At least unless I do something extreme like have surgery. But anyway, I'm hanging in there. Still having a great time doing YouTube, riding, have a wonderful family. I love my mom. Hey mom, how's it going? So blessed to have her. She's 80 years old and just healthy and doing great. So overall, things are great. Just wanted to let you guys know what was going on. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for hitting the like button. If you can like a video about a health problem, thank you for subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate it. I am closing in on 1,500 subs. I really appreciate that. YouTube has been a great outlet for me. And it really, when I have problems or just, you know, something's kind of bummer, YouTube has actually been kind of a really exciting thing for me. And it kind of, you know, getting older sucks and there's different things. You know, money is always an issue. But doing YouTube is really, you know, just, it's a great thing. And it really keeps, you know, it's just fun. And it's another, not only is it fun, it's a great way to sort of, you know, have this game room and have all these games and all this stuff. And riding gets old, you know, you're by yourself. So YouTube has been a great outlet for that as well. So anyway, thanks for watching. Won't ramble anymore. I will talk to you guys later. Peace out.